So, let's talk about breakfast. That meal that's been hailed as the most important of the day? For years, we've been told it's essential to kickstart our metabolism, fuel our bodies, and set a positive tone for the day ahead. But what if I told you that some people are swapping out breakfast entirely for a simple glass of milk? I know, it sounds wild, right? But stick with me here because this is a topic that's been buzzing around the health and wellness community, and it's worth diving into. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's address the elephant in the room. Why would anyone consider replacing a hearty breakfast with just milk? Well, for many, the idea comes from the desire to lose weight. We've all been there, standing in front of the mirror, wishing for a little less fluff and a little more fit. And with a world saturated in diets, fads, and quick fixes, it's no wonder people are searching for shortcuts. The concept of having just milk for breakfast might seem like an appealing option. It's quick, easy, and let's be honest, it's delicious. But here's the kicker. Is it really an effective weight loss strategy, or are we just setting ourselves up for failure? To answer that, we need to break it down a bit. First off, let's consider the nutritional profile of milk. A standard glass of whole milk contains about 150 calories, 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and a decent amount of calcium and vitamin D. If you're swapping out a breakfast that might consist of eggs, toast, and fruit for just milk, you're cutting down on calories, sure, but you're also potentially missing out on a whole range of nutrients your body needs to function optimally. Now, on the surface, fewer calories might sound like a win, but let's think about the long-term effects. When you skip a balanced breakfast, you might find yourself feeling hungry sooner than you'd like. And what happens when hunger strikes? You guessed it. Those cravings kick in, and suddenly, that healthy lunch you had planned goes out the window as you reach for whatever is convenient. Maybe it's a donut from the break room, or a bag of chips from the vending machine. Before you know it, you've negated all the calorie cutting you did by skipping breakfast. And let's not forget about the psychological aspect. Breakfast is more than just a meal. It's a ritual for many. It's that moment in the morning when you can sit down, sip your coffee, and prepare for the day ahead. Replacing that with a quick gulp of milk might feel unsatisfying. It could leave you feeling deprived, and nobody likes that feeling. When you feel deprived, it's easy to fall into the trap of binge eating later. That's when the cycle of guilt and shame begins. And trust me, that's not a fun place to be. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the science behind breakfast and weight loss. Studies have shown that people who eat breakfast tend to have better weight management than those who skip it. Breakfast eaters often have lower cholesterol levels, improved concentration, and better overall nutrition. They're also less likely to overeat later in the day. So, if you're thinking that replacing breakfast with milk is a magic bullet for weight loss, you might want to reconsider. Now, I'm not saying that milk doesn't have its place in a healthy diet. It absolutely does. It can be a great source of protein and calcium, and if you enjoy it, then by all means, include it in your breakfast. But maybe think about pairing it with something else. How about adding a piece of whole grain toast with a bit of peanut butter or a banana? You'd still be getting the benefits of milk while also fueling your body with complex carbs and healthy fats. This way, you're more likely to feel satisfied and energized throughout the morning. Another thing to consider is the type of milk you're drinking. Whole, 2%, skim, almond, oat. There are so many options out there. Each type has its own nutritional profile, and it's essential to choose one that aligns with your dietary goals. If you're lactose intolerant, for instance, you might opt for almond or oat milk, which can also be lower in calories. But remember, not all plant-based milks are created equal. Some are loaded with added sugars, so be sure to read those labels. And let's talk about portion sizes. A glass of milk can be a part of a balanced breakfast, but it shouldn't be the only thing on your plate, or in your glass for that matter. If you're using milk as a meal replacement, you might want to rethink your strategy. A balanced breakfast can set the tone for your entire day, helping you make healthier choices and keeping your energy levels steady. Ion replace. In concluding, breakfast with just milk might seem like an easy way to cut calories, but it could lead to a host of problems down the line. It's about finding balance and making choices that nourish your body and mind. So, if you're on a weight loss journey, consider embracing breakfast instead of skipping it. Find what works for you, experiment with different combinations, and listen to your body. After all, health is a journey, not a destination. And every step you take towards understanding your body and its needs is a step in the right direction. So, raise your glass of milk, but don't forget to fill your plate too.